Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chapter 14 of the Manga Melee podcast. As always, I am your host, Jay, joined by my good friend and co-host, Parf. How are you doing today, Parf?
I'm doing great, Midterms are over. The fires are burning. I mean, the forests are burning out in Oregon. So it's just great,
Getting into that fall mood, keeping
Yeah,
warm
of
and
course.
whatnot. Yeah, that's great.
How
I'm
are
happy
you?
to hear it. Pretty good. We missed you on the last episode of the podcast, so I'm glad that you're back.
I forgot, I was not there, yeah.
Hopefully we can kind of get into the swing of things a bit easier now. And, I'm just looking forward to having a good episode. So today, guys, I kind of thought that we would do something a little bit different. We're still going to do the sales and the weekly Shonen Jump charts, but pretty slow week for manga news. So instead, Parf and I are going to kind of just tell you about ourselves and the sort of like media we like and the stuff that we kind of want to get into with more. So the things that we like and the things we feel like we could have a little bit stronger interest in and be more well-versed in, more or less, is kind of what I'm going for here. So, Parf, why don't you kind of start us off and just tell the people, I mean, primarily we're going to talk about manga here, obviously. So tell the people, like, what kind of manga and anime you like. And if you want to
Just
talk
like the
about, like,
genre?
video... Genre specifics are
Okay.
good too, obviously,
Yeah.
as well as like, themes, etc. that you like and that sort of thing.
I'll start with games first because I feel like that's easiest. Just because me and my friends here lately. A little thing about me is I saved all my childhood toys and like video games and stuff, and so I have my Pokemon Crystal still. And so I decided while we were studying for midterms, bring that into class and just start playing it because I was just stressed. And now me and my boys are playing Pokemon. That story gets me into. I really like that because that's more of a turn-based thing, RPG strategy thing, kind of. So I really like those types of games. I love Crusader Kings. I love Civ, Sid Meier's Civilization, Total War. Love it. So just strategy and RPGs, but that's easy. Oh, and of course, Sonic Adventure 2. How can we forget the one Sonic plug?
Of course.
Manga, though, because that's what I barely have time to watch anything anymore, so I read primarily now. I found my taste kind of varies nowadays, because it used to be purely seinen and shoujo, and now... I'm caught up on One Piece, as we all know. But as I'm reading through Bleach, I kind of like shonen. I don't mind it.
Yeah. There's a reason it's popular. It's kind of
Yeah.
more or less what I've realized as I've read more and more of the popular shonen, I guess.
Yeah, so Bleach is really hitting well right now. As I feel like I mentioned this, but just in case, I just recently finished Monster. Love that. Need to get on 20th Century Boys. Berserk, the obvious one. Wrecker of Ragnarok. Just peak, honestly.
Are you caught up on that?
Yeah, I'm caught up on that.
Nice. We should definitely discuss that towards the end of the pod for sure when we're talking about what we're reading.
And then JoJo, specifically part 7, but I'm really enjoying the spinoff. I always forget the name, like Demonic Crazy Diamonds.
Demonic Heartbreak.
Yeah. So
Crazy Diamonds, Demonic Heartbreak, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Yeah, for me, video games, I definitely, Pokemon Crystal was actually one of the original ones that I played as a kid too. I don't personally have my original copy at the moment. That's in Louisiana where I grew up. But I just loved Pokemon so much growing up. I played every single game like on release basically for the longest time. I kind of fell off around like Sun and Moon.
Same.
I got back into it for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It might be it is those. just because I had a real connection with Ruby, because although Crystal was my first one, Ruby was the one that I played like seriously for the first time when I was younger. And I just like Blaziken is my favorite Pokemon overall. It's a little bit basic, but I love that dude.
Did you say Blaziken?
Yeah.
What a fucking loser.
I know.
What?
So
what a fucking basic. No, get out of here. I'll do the podcast myself. Get the fuck out. Blaziken?
All right. I'm leaving.
All right.
Okay.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Sonic Only podcast.
I also was a big fan of Sonic Adventure 2 growing up, but specifically the Chow Garden.
That's what it's all there for. I mean, that's what you're playing the game for.
True, so true. And honestly, past a certain point, I guess it kind of started with like Flash Binding of Isaac. I've just been a bit big into like roguelikes and stuff like that. Probably because I have like some form of like undiagnosed adult ADHD, so I like to be able to have like quick runs and lots of variety is the thing. I'm not really a huge fan of linear games most of the time.
I agree.
Like, I think a lot of people feel that way, but
I also love the Souls games.
Souls games are not super linear. Like, they are and they aren't. Like, you can cut, especially Elden Ring, you can go about Elden Ring however you want it. It's not necessarily, like, recommended to do that. You might get mollywopped, but you definitely could just go and do everything if you wanted, if you're skilled enough. Like, it has to be something, like, truly insanely good for me to enjoy a linear game.
I will say, Dark Souls 1 is pretty linear if you look at it, but Dark Souls 3 is the most linear out of them all.
Yeah. Well, Dark Souls 1, you can, like, you still have the choice of if you want to go through Undeadburg or you can take the path around.
But you still have to get the 2 bells first.
Yeah.
Really, it's just like it's the faint. It's like what's it called?
The illusion of choice.
Yes, thank you. The illusion of choice, because I mean, you can go to the second one first, or you can do the first one, like the closest one first. But like, you still have to do them both, and then immediately after you have to go to Anor Londo. So that means you have to do Sense Fortress. You have to do this. While in like I said, this one's not as linear, but like Dark Souls 3, you have to do all of them in order, except you have one illusion of choice. Yorm and I forget his name, the worm dude.
I don't know either off the top of my head.
I mean, you can technically go to the princes, but I'm pretty sure that it cuts you off at some point.
Yeah.
And then Dark Souls 2 is a masterpiece.
Dude, honestly, Dark Souls 2 was the first Dark Souls game I played on PS4. And it put me off of the entire series until Elden Ring came out.
How dare you? How fucking dare you? Dark Souls 2, it's not the first Souls-like game I played. I played Demon Souls and I played Dark Souls. The Dark Souls 2 is the first one I pre-ordered. And that game is a masterpiece. The music, 10 out of 10. The boss fights, 0 out of 10.
The level design, 0 out of 10. The enemies following you, 0 out of 10.
Yeah, that's just called intensity. All right, I'm sorry you're not ready for that. Let's not also forget, there's a whole stage in it where you can't see it in front of you. There's actually 2. The Fog Forest and then the Winter DLC.
Area. Yeah. Fuck that. Man.
10 out of 10.
Honestly, my favorite out of all the somewhat Souls-like games I've played is probably Nioh 2. It's not really like a Souls-like. It just has similar aspects to it. I pretty much give it its own thing because it's definitely more skill-based than Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls. I would highly recommend it to anybody who has an interest in medieval Japan or games where you have like pretty combo heavy games. It's kind of like a character action or a fighting game in that sense, and it's just really solid. It also has like a Diablo like loot system, which is really fun. Uh, and as for me, manga, I definitely started off with shonen, but I kind of feel myself drifting away from it a bit as I read more and more like seinen and
We're doing the
shoujo and
reverse.
just other stuff. Yeah, kind of, huh? Like Naruto is what got me into anime for sure. I will definitely just wholeheartedly say that. However, I am not a hater of Naruto. I still enjoy the series a lot. It just has a lot of flaws that I can see nowadays, and some of them I'm like, all right, well, Kishimoto was just he had a hellish schedule. It's available online if you ever want to just like look up Kishimoto's schedule and see
No.
what he was doing during the prime of Naruto. It's insane.
And now look
But
at Boruto.
some of it is like they probably should have rectified that.
Uh,
Like Hinata eventually becomes a somewhat main character as Naruto's main love interest,
mm.
and her and Sasuke literally don't say a single word to each other the entire series.
Dude, that's because Sasuke's no simp, okay? We all
That's
know
true.
it.
He did it. I mean, he was on his grind set for a while.
Dude, he
Was
was
the
a
thing.
Sigma male.
I mean, he's still on his grind set in Boruto, as far as I'm aware. Actually, he
Deadbeat
doesn't really
dad
visit his
Sasuke?
home.
What a Sigma
Yeah,
male.
yeah,
No, I like Naruto still. I will always say that the dub of Naruto is legendary. It's
yeah.
iconic. And purely for the Madara scene, like reality, whatever. Um, that's a great quote, but it is as I can't remember it, but yeah, it is not. It doesn't hold up to like reading Bleach. I think you have to read Bleach over watch it because there's so much filler in watching it. And then One Piece. Every person I know who's always been like, nah, I won't watch One Piece. It's too long. The moment they do it, because they were a Naruto fan before, the moment they get caught up, they're like, yeah, One Piece is better than Naruto.
Yeah, that's kind of like how Lin is, or shout out producer Lin.
Uh-huh.
He's definitely talked about. I think he talked about it on Anime Talk like this week actually. Go watch that if you haven't, um, or listen to it. Watch or listen. They released video and audio of it. He talked about how he was a big Naruto guy, and he would always say Naruto was the best of the big three. But since he's caught up, he's like, nah, it's One Piece. I can't really speak on it. I haven't caught up all the way to One Piece. I'm waiting for. Well, I guess the last arc has started. So since Oda said I could hop in,
Yeah, no, just hop in, dude.
yeah. So I guess I'll just do that. Maybe actually, and we'll see how it goes. I'm sure nobody will hate me for saying that. But I have read Naruto and Bleach, and I personally think Naruto is better than Bleach. We'll see how this anime adaptation kind of rectifies that
Sure.
because they've already added a few things to Thousand Year Blood War, like Ichigo using his Bankai at the beginning, or Chad doing 9/11 by slamming a hollow into an apartment building full of people.
I love that fucking. The
And
internet
literally saying muerte, the Spanish word for death.
Yeah, but Chad's cool.
As he
Okay?
does it, it makes a big skull in the building.
Dude, Chad's cool. Okay, it doesn't matter.
That better not be the only thing he does because he didn't do anything in the original series. But they might add something though.
Here's the thing.
I don't know what they would. I don't know what they would add.
He's
for
strong,
Chad,
but he's not like strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like Krillin. Is
Yeah,
what you're saying?
He's like Krillin.
Even though Krillin,
you know, I'm gonna have a hot take here.
Okay.
I like Berserk. Don't get me wrong.
Bleach is better than Berserk. Is that what you're gonna say?
No, I was gonna say Naruto. No, no. I was just thinking about this earlier. Just a quick. I just want to get my hot take in before I forget it because I will. Because my mind is absolutely just gone, thanks to law school. But
yeah.
I don't think it's the best seinen.
You think Monster's better?
I enjoyed
JoJo's
Monster
Part
more.
7?
I enjoyed Monster more. I enjoyed JoJo Part 7 more.
Okay, that is a hot take. Honestly, I will fully admit I've watched most of Monster. I have not read it. I need to just go ahead and read it. I've wanted to collect the physicals for it is the issue.
Yeah. I will say, the latest chapter of Berserk did hit really hard. I found a guy in my law school who also reads Berserk, and he just sent me a Snapchat. He's like, bro, I know you said it hit, but I didn't know it would hit like this. Like, yeah, it'd be like that. But I just don't know. We'll see. I might change my mind on that.
I would say Berserk is the most influential out of all of those for sure.
Oh, that's easy. I think that's Naruto.
Like just the sword, honestly.
I'll say Naruto's catching up in to Berserk. DBZ's I think the most.
Dragon Ball is obvious.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball and Pokemon, if you're counting that. Yeah. Pokemon's more influential.
I think there's an argument to be made that Berserk is more influential over society than Naruto, even though Naruto's probably more known.
Naruto or Berserk is more influential in like media and pop culture. Naruto is more well known at this point. Yeah.
I mean,
so that's just because Naruto has a wider audience.
Dude, I'm just waiting for Guts to be put into Fortnite.
That would be pretty sick, actually. Put his just in Berserk armor, honestly. Thinking of other stuff that I enjoy. Hunter x Hunter, that was kind of like what I watched that, and that kind of gave me a resurgence into anime and manga, I feel. I read it right after I watched it.
As you should, yeah.
I've just loved it. I'm super excited for the new chapter that's coming out soon. I got to get that.
The chapters are.
I got to get that new volume. Yeah,
they're all on. But like, I vaguely remember there being another. I vaguely remember the last chapter I read being. I
think 390 is the last chapter. I'm pretty sure it's on.
I think you're right, but I thought the last part of the last chapter.
Make sure.
They find that kid in the lower section.
No, the last part of the chapter is some gun battles.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm thinking about, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But we got a new chapter coming out soon, so we'll definitely cover that.
We're finally going to get off this boat.
Pretty much as soon as it comes out. Honestly, we might record a little mini episode just to talk about that. And that'll be sick. I'll really enjoy that. And then as for other stuff I've been reading that's been kind of influencing my taste, I would say that Call of the Night was like my first kind of bit into romance, and now I've been going forward into there. Probably going to read through Fruits Basket since my girlfriend's collecting that. And she used to have all the originals too, but just not anymore, sadly.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, definitely. And then, Hell's Paradise is probably my favorite new gen shonen. I just really like how it handles a lot of topics in a very mature way. And, yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything recent. I mean, we both like Oshinoko.
Yeah. That's also got an anime coming out soon.
My brain's just fried right now. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I haven't bought a manga in over 3 months. Okay, I'm depressed.
Dude, you need to go to just like a used bookstore and look for some.
I think I'm going to do that this weekend since I finally have time.
And you're on the West Coast, so you should have a pretty decent selection too.
There's only used bookstores around me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's all you really need to do.
So no new manga volumes, but still.
Yeah, I haven't bought anything in like the week since I last did an episode, but I might buy some stuff this weekend. So be on the lookout on the Twitter account for
what I like about manga shopping is I can window shop there. You know?
Yeah.
I don't have to search anything. Like I can go in there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in for One Piece, and I'll come out with like 6 volumes of something else.
Yeah. 100%.
On Amazon, that's not how it works. I just get my copy and I leave.
That's where there's like this like used media chain in New England that I go to. and the one near me has like a really big book selection in general.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently there was just a dude who was dropping off he just dropped off his whole old collection or something, because they had like Inuyasha, Ranma, a bunch of like stuff by the Lone Wolf and Cub creator, basically just like all the old manga you could possibly think of. And I had to swipe some because some of those were only like $3 a volume.
If you didn't
like
swipe it, I would have judged you.
Yeah, I got like 4 or 5 volumes, and it was like $20 or something.
The only
like
thing
that
I would not judge you for not grabbing would be Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's not like Watsuki would get any payment for it.
Yes,
but I
but
also don't really have any interest in reading it, to be honest.
I have no interest, and well, I have no interest in ever owning something like that, someone that has written.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Dude is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that was a pretty good rap session about the kind of stuff and themes that we like. I hope that, it gives you guys the listener.
One just big mention. Tournament arcs are the best arcs. Just saying.
Tournament arcs are pretty good, but I also do enjoy like a retrieval arc or something like that.
I like retrieval arcs, but the tournament arcs go hard because there's training, and then you get flashbacks. You get to see everybody's like cool abilities. Yeah, you kidding me right now?
You should read Haikyuu or something like that.
Not reading Haikyuu ever. Never
sounds
touching
like
Haikyuu.
a Haikyuu moment.
Never touching Haikyuu ever. Anyways.
Anyways. Yeah, so I hope that it gives you, the listeners, kind of a better view of like the sort of stuff that we like, if it wasn't obvious enough anyway, I should say. And, you just feel like you have a better idea of the kind of things to maybe suggest to us to expand our horizons and such. I've looked into a lot of the mainstream shoujo authors or mangaka, I feel.
Yeah.
But I kind of need to dig past that like entry level layer, I think, and really dig into like the Yuki Tamura's and stuff like that, which, I mean, also a big one, but slightly lesser known than something like Fruits Basket or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And now I think we can go ahead and talk about our usual stuff. So we'll just go ahead and do the manga sales rankings here. All right. So we got the Oricon sales rankings. Pretty busy week. We got 3 really big heavy hitters this week. I'll just go ahead and start at the bottom, though. So at number 10, we got Ruri Dragon by Shindo Masaoki, selling 74,874 copies. That's pretty great because it's still on hiatus due to the author's health. I hope that they can get better and release more because Ruri Dragon is pretty sick. At number 9, we got The Summer Hikaru Died by Mach Mach Len, selling 79,241 copies. That's that boys love about like a guy whose friend gets killed by this monster, and then the monster comes back and like impersonates his friend that killed, and now he has to try and like, I guess, befriend the monster or fall in love with it,
it's
or
just
something like that.
Typical love story,
Yeah. At number 8, we got D. Greyman by Katsura Hoshino coming in at 82,894 copies. Pretty good. I think that this is anticipation of a new volume that's coming out. I know that D. Greyman just started like continuing again after a pretty long hiatus. This is one that I remember hearing about like literally over a decade ago. I saw people watching the anime for this, I'm pretty sure. So it's cool to see it on the list still. At number 7, we got Blue Box by Koji Miura, selling 83,454 copies. Hey, that's pretty good.
That's decent.
Sports Romance and Weekly Shonen Jump doing well. Hopefully that influences them to do a little bit less like of the supernatural battle shonen. At number 6, we got Don by Yukinobu Tatsu, selling 85,502 copies. Hey, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
One of the better Jump Plus offerings, in my opinion. If you like the supernatural elements and romance, I would definitely recommend giving this a shot. It also has some pretty good battle scenes, and the art is very crispy, in my opinion. At number 5, we got Welcome to Demon School, Arumakun by Osamu Nishi, selling 93,603 copies. New season of the anime just came out, so it's getting a pretty healthy boost from that. I need to read this or watch it. I've heard good things about both of these about both adaptations, I should say. At number 4, we got One Piece by Ichiro Oda, selling 95,968 copies. Not bad for like no new volume, you know?
Yeah. New volume doesn't drop till way late.
At number 3, we got Chainsaw Man by Tatsuki Fujimoto, selling 306,705 copies. Pretty big manga boost, or anime boost, I should say. But not quite as large of a boost as Tokyo Revengers, Spy Family, and Jujutsu Kaisen got from their respective anime launches. A little bit slow, but it's way too early to call it off of just like 1-2 episodes as of the time of this recording.
I'm not really a fan of part 1. It's all right, but I've been digging part 2 a lot more.
I like the first half of part 1 pretty well. Part 2 has been really solid.
Nothing but bangers.
I've been enjoying it.
Don't come to school tomorrow. Oh God, what a line!
At number 2, we got My Hero Academia by Koei Horikoshi, selling 495,290 copies. Pretty big. I'm not sure. Did this get a new volume? I don't know if this got a new volume.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. So, pretty big numbers there, but not nearly as big as our number 1, which, welcome back to the Spy Family Supremacy season, since the anime is airing again. We got Spy Family by Tatsuya Endo, selling 890,585 copies. Woo! Absolutely absurd. If this keeps up, I mean, it's probably going to break into the top 2 of the most sold manga by the end of the year. I would easily give it that. The top 2 right now are Jujutsu Kaisen and Tokyo Revengers. I could honestly see it overtaking Tokyo Revengers. Depends on... Because the thing about it is Tokyo Revengers is going to end soon, which means the last volume will release soon. And once that last volume releases and we get the box set rolling out, that's going to be incredible. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a neck-and-neck race. And honestly, we could see Tokyo Revengers taking the number 1 spot, and then Jujutsu Kaisen and Spy Family duking it out for the number 2 spot. Because right now, it is actually somewhat close. Let's see. Actually, I think I had I don't have it on me right now. But actually, I do. Never mind. No, I don't. That was a roller coaster of emotions. I am sorry for that, everybody. But essentially, it's only a few 100,000 units of a race. So Spy Family is closing the gap tremendously. And then we got our weekly Shonen Jump rankings for issue number 46. Unfortunately, this is actually going to be the one that came out yesterday.
Yep.
Because of the time we're recording this. Sorry for dating this as well. But here's our TOC that we got going on here. So we got Sakamoto Days taking the lead color page with a really nice cover and lead color page. Then we got Jujutsu Kaisen, Chapter 201 at number 1, followed by One Piece, Chapter 1063 at number 2. Then we have Akane Banashi number 34 getting another color page. That's 2 in a week. That's 2 in a row. And Akane Banashi just keeps getting these color pages. I'm so happy for it. The new arc that they're going through is fantastic. They've introduced more great characters. And honestly, some hateable characters too, who I can't wait to see my girl just crush beneath her Rakugo fist. And after that, At number 4, we got Blue Box, followed by number 73, I should say. Followed by Ginka and Gluna, number 6. And then we got First Timer with Neon Vampire. And then Tokyo Demon Bride Story, number 7, followed by Mashle, number 131. Witch Watch, number 81, getting a color page after that. And then after that, we got Undead Unluck, followed by The Elusive Samurai, Me and Robico, P6, Mission
P6.
Yozakura Family, obligatory fuck P6 from Parf, Black Clover towards the bottom, Aliens Area, and then High School Family at the bottom, and Sugoi Smartphone will be ending. Rest in peace, Super Smartphone, we hardly knew ye. Honestly, I just think people weren't fucking with the premise of this. It wasn't bad. It's just like the premise of like a smartphone, a super smartphone, is really lame to people.
Yeah, it probably feels overplayed because like back in like when the smartphone first came out, that's all you would ever get. Super smart. This smartphone does everything.
Yeah. So just to go through the quick rankings again without the color pages, we got at number 1, Jujutsu Kaisen. Number 2, One Piece. Number 3, Blue Box. Number 4, Mashle. Number 5, Undead Unluck. Number 6 is number 6 is The Elusive Samurai. Sorry. Number 7, Me and Robico. Number 8, P6. Number 9, Mission Yosakura Family. Number 10, Black Clover. Number 11, Aliens Area. And number 12 is High School Family. And then on hiatus, we got Hunter x Hunter, Dragon, and My Hero Academia is on break as well. So
and finally we can actually say Hunter x Hunter's on hiatus, but it's coming back.
Yes. And fully expect that to be the number 1 drop whenever that comes out.
When that drops, I'm probably going to read it, get shit-faced, and then read it again.
Yeah.
And then probably wake up next day and read it again.
Yeah, that's going to be great. We'll do a little bit of talking about that, and I think the general like Succession War arc whenever that drops, so stay tuned for that.
I will have to reread, clearly, but yes, we will be doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to read through it again as well. Okay. And then after that, I guess we can just talk about what we've been reading. Honestly, mostly just been keeping up with my usuals, the weeklies this week. Work has been kind of hellish, but I did start reading Ranma, which has been very funny. Definitely super old school, but I'm loving the like rom-com aspect of it so far. And that's something I'm looking forward to. Oh, and I did start a new series called After God.
I was going to mention that. That looked gas. I haven't read it yet, but that looks gas.
It feels like a mixture of Chainsaw Man, Kaiju number 8, and Tokyo Ghoul, but with like better art than all of them besides maybe Tokyo Ghoul.
I've seen the art. He's not lying.
Okay, so the plot is Tokyo has been invaded by these beings that some people call gods, but scientifically they're known as IPOs, or idolatry prohibited organisms, because whenever you record them, they don't show up on like film or picture because it's considered idolatry. But if they touch you, you'll turn into fucking salt water. They just turn you into a pile of salt water. If they look at you, it'll petrify you. And there's like a group of people who are trying to research ways to take them down, as well as like contain them. And there are also people who go into the areas where these gods live and worship them and work for them. The series is really good. It's about 30 chapters in so far. There's 6 gods. I think we've met like 4 of them, and they're all pretty interesting characters. Our main character may or may not have one of the gods inside of her, spoiler alert, and that it shows up at pretty inopportune times. But it's got some really cool character designs that I've been enjoying quite a bit. The art is fantastic, and honestly, just the way the characters interact with each other is really solid as well. I've really been enjoying reading it. It's a super fast read.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to support the official release, you can either buy volumes of it on Amazon Japan, or you can read it on the Kamaki app. I don't know if that's on Android. It is on iOS for a fact.
Hey,
Unfortunately,
fuck
the
Android.
Kamaki app is not quite as robust as the
Shonen Jump app.
Shonen Jump app. It's not like a pay $2. I mean, it might be. I have the free version of it, and it gives you like 3 free chapters a day and then like 5 with ads or something like that, which is not great. I will fully admit that is not great. This is also where Record of Ragnarok is online, as far as I'm aware, because I did see that they have that, and King and Ashura as well, I think.
Okay.
So they have like a lot of good of the big fighting ones, it seems. But, you know, if you don't want to do that, I'm sure you can find other ways to do it, but I always recommend supporting the official release, especially for a smaller thing like this, because this only has like 2,000 readers on Mal or something like that, and it's a crying shame because it's beautiful. I've been trying to evangelize for it a bit on Twitter whenever people ask for like underrated manga and stuff. There's an underrated manga thread, like people were asking about it, or people were asking like, show me your underrated manga. Yeah. And people were posting stuff that's like in Weekly Shonen Jump. And I'm just like, guys, do better. And then I posted that, and there were a lot of people saying that they wanted to read it. So hopefully I can at least get it kind of popping off on in the Western Twitter sphere. And
if it pops off, this is it. This is proof.
Yeah, I was here somewhat on the ground floor if this pops off. As far as I could be, basically. And yeah, so that's kind of what I've been reading mostly. I also read this one shot called Night at the Aquarium because I'm a sucker for anything that has like well drawn like fish and aquarium creatures and stuff. It's pretty good. It's about like this guy getting a job at an aquarium, and it makes him question like where he's going in his life and stuff like that. Yeah. It's a cute one shot basically. So what about you?
I wish I could be as exciting as you, but no, I'm just weeklies.
Yeah.
I haven't even picked up Bleach in a bit, and I'm really disappointed about that.
I've heard that One Piece is going in an interesting way with a certain character.
Which character?
Okay, well, we'll talk One Piece spoilers for a second. So if you're not caught up on One Piece, skip forward a few minutes, probably like 2 minutes or so. And then, you know, we won't talk about One Piece spoilers. So, yeah, you had your chance. Now I'm going to say it, Vegapunk, right? Isn't Vegapunk like split into like 6 bodies or some shit like that?
Yeah. So because a bunch of characters are getting interesting shit about them. Law, Kuma, Bonnie, and Vegapunk. But yeah, Vegapunk is interesting.
Blackbeard's crew too.
Blackbeard's literally just like Ash Ketchum trying to collect all of the devil fruits at this point.
Yeah.
Although we did get confirmation at least that Kuzan is at least working with Blackbeard, if not part of his crew, from the cover story of the next chapter. So that's kind of cool.
That's lucky.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it? Do you think that you liking being at Wano?
Yeah, because we're seeing the implications of Big Mom's defeat. Because like Blackbeard's crew is just running rampant on all of like the lands now, including when like they're kidnapping Big Mom's daughter, and she literally says, "If Big Mom was alive, you'd be dead meat." So it's like, yeah, Big Mom sucked, but like, I don't think all of her kids deserve to fucking get like pillaged.
It's like it's an ecosystem basically.
Yeah.
Like
you took out the biggest predator, and now
is she confirmed dead, or
the character says if she was alive, but
That doesn't mean she would know that though. Is the
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah, so there's no.
I mean, it is One Piece. She definitely could come back.
Yeah. So we'll see about that one. I mean, if they did come back, they would have fucked up Wano just again.
Yeah.
But I'm really liking the background on Kuma because, like, she says he was part of a race that's no longer around. So it's like, oh, maybe he's like king. That would be cool. Then there's the Law Blackbeard fight, which is pretty cool because we're gonna see Law's crew finally fight. Will they actually fight well? Who knows? But we're gonna get to see them fight, which will be fun.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying that Law is fucked.
Yeah, no. Anybody who thinks Law is making it out of this like unharmed, or I personally think he's gonna get captured, but like you're smoking copium. Law needed help against Big Mom, okay? And Blackbeard has 2 devil fruits. 2.
Not to mention his crew has disgustingly strong devil fruits too, it seems like,
yes,
based off of the
they really do.
leaks and shit.
So there's no way Law makes it out.
Yeah.
RP my boy.
And then Jujutsu Kaisen was really good this week. I don't know if you were at chapter 201.
Isn't that just are they still at the Capitol?
The military stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're with the president. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it going that direction, but that's really cool. What's going on?
Yeah, they had help from the Psychopath creator and the creator of Licorice Recoil as well, which is really fun.
Yeah, I'm really fucking with it.
It would be fun to see these sorcerers versus the U.S. military arc.
Dude,
I mean, I don't know if Yuji can beat the U.S. military.
Dude, I don't know if Yuji can beat a guy with a Desert Eagle.
Honestly, he's not. I don't think he's faster than a bullet yet. So. I'm so serious. I don't think he's faster than a bullet yet.
Dude,
I don't know if he has feats like that.
Fucking power scalers are gonna go nuts.
Yeah.
We finally have evidence of the U.S. Army.
I saw some people talking about cars today.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, this car is a supercar, but it's not a hypercar. And I was like, this is literally just power scaling. But it actually makes sense when it comes to cars, though, because they have, like, measurable attributes.
Yes.
But I was like, my brain is rotted because, like, just seeing super versus hyper, I, like, automatically rolled my eyes because of looking at, like, power scalers and shit. Like, supercar versus hypercar is like, this guy is universal, this guy is multiversal.
Yo, my car is fucking universal, all right? Fuck off. I can't wait to see someone try to power scale the U.S. Army. I'm also happy they didn't make a Trump-like character for the President of the United States.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised. Or even like a Joe Byron type,
Yeah. It was good.
I like that the military guy is based off of Shonen Jump's mascot. Like, he literally looks exactly like him. He has the hat and the eye patch and the mustache and all. That was
He's
cool.
beautiful, is what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Akane Banashi also had a really, really good chapter this week. Essentially, she is working at an actual Rakugo theater now. She's working underneath this guy he's really tough on her, but in a well-meaning way. Like, he legitimately wants her. He's just a hard-ass kind of guy.
Mm.
And he just wants her to be good. And now they have, like, a common rival in a guy who... he cost the other guy his promotion because he was insulted. He baited the other guy, he baited her senpai into hitting him, which cost him his promotion and got him promoted. And now he lords it over them and makes them, like, do all sorts of terrible shit. And the next chapter is setting up because he's going to open and Akane will be doing Rakugo after him. So she has a chance to directly show him up. and hopefully she will, because she has mastered the art of background listening while
It's
working
beautiful.
at the Rakugo Theater. So she's been doing her work while still like listening to the masters do their
Yeah.
Rakugo and learning from them. It's compared to playing a video game while in a college lecture is what they directly compare it to.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I
And
know that.
Ginka and Gluna is pretty fun. Has been pretty fun too. They just introduced another version of Ginka actually, and it's like if the fingers in Jujutsu Kaisen could form into like an infant version, a chibi version of Sukuna, basically, if they all got together, and that's what they have going on, and they're calling him like Mini Jin or Mini Gin.
That's beautiful.
It's pretty cool, honestly. I've been enjoying the magical aspect of it. They set up an organization called the Guild, which is like the strongest magic users in the world all gather there to like train magic and take missions and stuff. And it's located on the world's highest mountaintop and shit like that.
Is.
And they showed like the silhouettes of the elite members and whatnot. So they're setting up for some hype in the future. I like its positioning on the TOC right now. It's doing pretty decently.
Yeah, I think it'll be safe.
Yeah, I think it's safe for now. I'm excited. And that's basically what I've been reading in Weekly Shonen Jump. Took care of what I was reading outside of that. And I guess we can just kind of, unless you have something else you want to talk about, we can move on to our recommendations for the week.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's do recommendations then. Do you want me to start or do you want to?
I'm going to start because I really only have... No, I have two. And they're both shows, unfortunately.
That's fine.
Well, three. First, take some time, guys. Explore your childhood homes and see if you can find your nostalgia there. If it's just a little Pac-Man on your Game Boy, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel something.
Second that.
Two, watch House of Dragons. Love me that House of Dragons. Straight fire. And then three, watch Too Hot to Handle as well. For my shitty reality TV. I've been binging Too Hot to Handle, and it's all right. It fits the bill.
What is that about?
They take a bunch of horny 20-year-olds, and they're hot, of course, put them on an island, and then the first night they're like, oh, this is so you guys can hook up. And it was like, yeah, we get to hook up. And then the end of the night, they're like, actually, this is a retreat. And you're not allowed to kiss. You're not allowed to fuck. You're not allowed to do anything. And if you do, you lose the money. You lose the prize pool. So it's just like people trying not to fuck.
That's crazy. Where's that on?
Netflix.
Okay, I might actually check that out. Okay, so for my recommendations, read After God for sure. Also, go read some works of fucking Rumiko Takahashi. Go read Rama. Go read Urusei Yatsura. Go read Inuyasha. All that, because she's goated, honestly, and she deserves to be talked about more when people talk about goats.
I think you're right.
She gets overlooked, even though she also wrote shonen. But it's fine.
You're spitting facts right now.
And then for my non-manga recommendation, watch The Patient on Hulu. That shit's wild. Okay. Steve Carell's acting his ass off. Give that.
I've been meaning to
give the man his award already, so he can stop taking these serious ass roles and retire, because he deserves it.
He really does.
He never got an Emmy for The Office, and he took that personally. And you know what? I don't blame him. That's insane. Even as an Office hater. Even as an Office hater, he should have gotten one, probably. And yeah, that'll do it for our recommendations for the week. And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. So if you want to follow the podcast, you can follow us at Manga Melee Pod on Twitter. That's all one word. And you can follow me on all platforms, but mostly Twitter, my anime list as at Shardbased. That's at Shard as in a shard of glass, and at based as in Lil B the base god, all one word as well. If you want to follow Parf, don't follow him anywhere. He does not want to be perceived. And honestly, he's too busy for all that right now.
It's really true.
He do be TikToking sometimes, though. He do be
I
TikToking.
I do make one like once a week. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. So that'll wrap it up for us. I hope everybody listening to this has a great week, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.